So this is why the all or nothing approach never works. Never works. And what I mean by works is you don't stick to it. No one ever sticks to the all or nothing approach. The no carbs before marbs technique or diet, the cabbage diet, the I'm never going to eat any more protein again, or I'm never going to eat any more carbs again, or I'm never going to eat any more fat again. All these approaches that so many people spend their lives continually jumping from one thing to another, going for this all or nothing approach, it never works. And here are my 4 reasons why. The first one is that the second that we cut out total food groups, entire food groups, like, saying, I'm never going to have carbs, shall we say. I'm not going to have carbs again. The second that we cut those out of our lives, we crave them instantly. When was the last time, like, say you've given up chocolate for Lent, let's say. The second you give up the chocolate for Lent, you instantly want all of the chocolate in the world. You see chocolate everywhere. You think about chocolate. You talk about chocolate. And it's the first thing and the last thing on your mind when you wake up and go to sleep. So that's the first reason that all or nothing approaches don't work. You instantly crave the thing that you cut out straight away. It's like you're denying yourself, and the second you deny yourself that thing, you want it even more than ever before. So that's the first reason why all or nothing doesn't work. The second reason is that you're potentially cutting your own nose off to spite your face, so to speak, in terms of your potentially not giving yourself enough nutrients. You're not giving your body what it needs. Our bodies need a nice blend of carbs, fats and proteins, which are our main macros in terms of the types of food or the constituents of food that goes into our body. And we need a mix of that. We need the fat, we need the protein, we need the carbs. And by cutting out entire food groups, like say all the fat, shall we say, your body isn't going to work anywhere near as well as if it's getting a good mix, a variety of the minerals and nutrients and vitamins and stuff that you get from a variety or varied diet, right? So all or nothing doesn't work because you're cutting out basically some of what you need, and you may end up being deficient in those things. So it is about being careful of what you cut out, because your body still needs that stuff, and most of it we can't assimilate in our body, and we have to give ourselves it through the food and drink that we have. Okay, so that is the second reason why all or nothing approach doesn't work. The third reason is that it just adds to the yo-yo dieting approach of, okay, I'm going to try this thing. Oh, it didn't work because I stopped doing it, or because it wasn't working, so I'm going to try the next thing, and then the next thing, and it's just adding to this cycle, and you're never off this treadmill of going from one diet to another diet. Dave, I hope you're well. So this is the third reason why all or nothing approach doesn't work when it comes to not just food, it comes to everything. When it comes to, looking after your health and fitness, when it comes to doing anything and everything, like, it is about finding a balance. It's really dull, I know, to talk about finding a balance and doing everything in moderation, but that is it. That is the key, like having things in moderation so that you're giving your body what it needs, both physically and mentally, right? So that's the third reason why all or nothing doesn't work. The fourth reason is that it's just totally inflexible, and it's totally not going to be sustainable. Okay, so inflexible in terms of, you go out and you've suddenly cut out all these carbs or whatever, as the classic case, and there's no movement, and the second that you have any kind of wobble, you're going to be the first person to be so hard on yourself because you've failed, in inverted commas. Whereas if you have a more flexible approach to your own health and fitness, to your mental and physical state, then you're going to be able to sustain it longer, because that's the key to having an approach that is going to really change your lifestyle, and that is having that flexibility, finding flexibility in your approach. There's no one approach that is right for anyone. It's the approach that works for you and your lifestyle and where you are now and where you want to be, do, and have. Okay, so they're the 4 key areas to think about when it comes to if you're thinking about doing another all or nothing approach of some sort, whether that's with your food, whether that's with your exercise, whether that is with your physical or mental health, whatever it is. Ultimately, the advice is don't go for the all or nothing approach. Take something that, take the approach that isn't going to pique your cravings, that isn't going to cut out things that you and your body needs, that isn't going to just mean that you're yo-yoing and binging yet again, and that is an approach that is ultimately flexible and sustainable. Ask yourself the question, can you see yourself doing this approach? Can you see yourself sticking to this approach in a week's time, a month's time, a year's time? That's probably the best marker, whether you can sustain this thing that you're doing in a year's time. If so, then great, carry on. If it's something that you're not going to be able to do for more than, say, a week at a time, then why bother? Find another approach and skip the all or nothing, because it will serve you better in the long run. Okay?